Listen to these surprise names, offensively and defensively, that showed up in the top 10 as far as just highest rated defenders for the 49ers. Kendall Sheffield, Oren Burks, George Odom, DFF on defense. All those guys made top 10. Backup role player guys that stepped up and just freaking impacted the game in a positive way. Offensively, top 10. Willie Snead, Ray McLeod, Roddy Bell. We know the studs for the 49ers, Wayne. Talk to me about the depth that they continue to build on this 2023 49ers team.
The Niners for the past several years have been trying to get this depth right. They've been trying to figure out which players will be the pillars, and then which players will be coming in to kind of like, clean the pillars, like resurface them, shape them, like keep them strong. And so that's what keeps this offense ticking and the defense going hard. And so when a veteran or player or a starter or whatever can take a play off and the Niners defense don't skip a beat, and same thing on the offense, that's a problem. And now that the depth is the right depth, I mean, and it takes time. It's not easy finding the right depth, but I feel like the Niners literally created a farm system on how to draft what they want, right? Not what everybody feels they should get, or this stud from college, or this whatever. No, 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 no. You got to fit a certain type to play on this defense. You got to fit a certain type to play on this offense, and you got to fit a certain type to be on special teams, right? 3 phases. I think the Niners and Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Adam Peters, all the other guys, the scouts, when they go out to scout, they're not scouting like we scout. They're scouting saying, all right, we got to deal with this contract coming up. Here's a player that looks like he has some of the same intangibles as this player. Can he block? Can he do this? They're checking off the intangible boxes. They know everybody can catch. They know everybody can run. They know everybody can block. They do certain things. They're checking off the intangible boxes. The Niners have depth, and it's scary because the depth is working. Oh.
It's fun. Listen to, this is a clip Juan Salas cut up just about how the 49ers carry themselves. This is from Brock Purdy.
Just everything, the way we go about meetings and the way guys lift and practice, everything. Like, everyone's on a mission, and we expect a lot out of ourselves. And obviously every game matters for us. We have a end goal in mind, but everyone's hungry to do the little things right. And, the coaches are hard on us when, we win, but there's plays to be made out there. There's things that we could be better at. And I feel like last week we sort of took that to heart, and, guys came out just very detailed this week, so felt good.
I think that just says so much. We talk about Shanahan's doghouse and like, Matt Breida or what happened to Brandon Ayuk and all these things. Whenever you could see somebody like a Brandon Ayuk go through that and come out the other side, I call him Frankenstein because Shanahan and Warner turned him into a freaking monster. Look, if you're a back end roster guy and you see Brandon Ayuk went through what he went through and is now where he is, the mold has been set. You just fall in line.
That's it.
And if you don't, you got to go somewhere else.
Well, and he doesn't have a problem moving on. I realize Shanahan, you're gonna be injured again. Okay, no problem. Cut. Yeah. Like he's starting to learn that he no longer has a problem for saying, hey, he won't say he messed up, but he'll move on.
There we go.
Right.
And which means, I'll say this: a player who didn't fit, Trey Swelling, just got signed to the Ravens practice squad.
Hey, good for Trey, man.
I love that.
For Trey. And it's not, you know what the thing was with Trey? I'm not going to say, obviously he's not here, so you can say that he didn't fit. I don't think it's not that he didn't fit. I just don't think he capitalized off of his opportunities. He had multiple opportunities. He got deemed starter over other players, and then he went out there and he laid an egg. He didn't pass the test.
I hope he turns it around. Like, that's the thing. Like, the Niners, they promoted him over Q Knight, which sucked. I was a little bitter about that.
You get what I'm saying?
But it didn't work out, and then you move on. So I'm glad that he landed somewhere else. But now you've got this guy in Sheffield that come out was the number 1 rated special teams player, played, not meaningful snaps, but trash time snaps. It showed that he belonged in that moment. I'm excited, man. And we haven't heard anything about Darrell Luter Jr. Are you kind of shocked by that, Wayne?
Well, I mean, you haven't heard any updates on any of the players on the IR or on the
Robert
PUP.
Beal, yeah, Darrell
Danny
Luter
Gray,
Jr. and
yeah.
Danny Gray.
Right, and I know that Samuel Williams, you haven't heard his name neither, right? And I know he has
He's
an
got one
extra
more
week.
week.
He's
Yeah.
got there you go. But my point is, we're not hearing these names, and we're probably not. And that does that mean that they're not going to get called off of these things? They might not. The Niners don't necessarily need them right now. Again, the PUP and the IR is another way of stashing players. For Kyle Shanahan, I probably shouldn't be saying that. I don't care. Like,
one of the things that I get a lot is I'll get these messages like, man, Kyle Shanahan's so cocky or arrogant. He doesn't learn from his mistakes. But I don't think that's the truth anymore. I totally understand that criticism a few years ago. But if you look at what Kyle Shanahan did last year with the IR, brought everybody back right off the bat, and then we used up all of our spots for this deep playoff run. This year, you're changing the tides. You're not rushing people back just because you need those guys on your roster, because instead we're coaching up the guys that are beneath them. And if an injury happens, now you have that depth. If a corner got injured, then I think you promote Darrell Luter Jr. If a wide receiver got injured and was going to be out significant time, not like Debo, playing banged up, or Ayuk missing one game. But if you lost one of those guys, then I think you bring back Danny Gray. But the Niners right now are just in wait and see. We're good. Just like hold, like keeping the reinforcements back. I don't know. Do you agree with that? Or is this just...
It's just Kyle Shanahan and his master plan.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And they drafted Darrell Luter Jr. for a reason. They drafted Danny Gray for a reason. They drafted these players that aren't necessary. It's not that they don't fit. It's buying the 49ers time. The 49ers are 4-0. If it ain't broke, don't mother freaking fix it.
There we go.
And that's how I'm looking at it. I mean, you gotta couple of keep it simple, stupid, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There we go. I like this comment from Talking Head. Appreciate the super chat. He says, the thing about Brock Purdy is I don't care if he's a long-term guy. Just get the win this year.
That's it. But that's the thing, and I don't mean to cut you off. I want you to finish this, but Talking Head, I think that's how Kyle Shanahan feels too. We're not thinking long-term at this moment. We want to win now. You win now, we talk later.
Yeah. And the rest will take care of itself. He goes on to say, like, CMC and Brock Purdy together, he thinks Brock Purdy will eventually be a 15 to 18 quarterback in his career, just win a trophy. It's about the now. And for any question that you have for Brock Purdy, he has answered 4 consecutive in a row. I would say even more so than that. I think his worst game was against the Cowboys defense, but even that game, he never turned, like, he didn't do anything to cost the game.
Right. The other quarterback did, though.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.